just asked them at the front. I'm not sure if they have another one.
Oh, okay.
You think Strawberry's going pro?
I don't think he should.
Thank you, sir.
I've seen him projected as a lottery pick, but I'm not sure if it's rich.
Right.
Why can't
Yeah,
they?
that's why.
I don't know. They might.
I don't know. I would have to definitely make it on that.
Why is he not?
No problem. Projections are
Absolutely.
absolutely. No problem.
The injury won't necessarily take him out of the first round. It might take him out of the first round.
Yeah.
But it's going to depend on how many people can play for him. It's going to depend on how many
I can tell, dude. I mean, I'm with you.
international players they want to project and roll the dice on.
Alex Sarr, for example.
Yeah, I mean it's and then it's going to be how he feels. So if someone says he can project between 21 and 20
Okay.
after the is that doing that to you and your family, or do you and your family say, and we want to come back and try to
Like a lot of guys are saying.
yeah. And so the problem is, and I try to explain
Do
this,
you want to help
with
with
the
that?
land advantage isn't only about Louisiana. It's also going to depend on who's in that draft. So just saying, because you can get better and you can fall further down. I think sometimes people forget that. And so we'll see 26 is shaping up to be a pretty solid draft. So we'll have to see, what Peterson and the Vance at the top of it. So we'll have to see. I mean, you have to take that all in consideration. I'm sure they'll speak to the proper NBA guys to get the information they need, but it's him where he feels comfortable. Having an NBA guy explain to him where they would be in 25 and also where he would be in 26 if he decided to come back. And then take a look at the numbers. I mean, just get as much information as you can possibly get.
What about Derek Queen?
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I was
he's done.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't think there's any chance he goes back.
Nice. I was the first.
yeah.
I assume he's a first rounder.
Yeah, he's going to be in the first round, and he's going to make it.
I like him.
Yeah, he's going to make his money.
Is he from around here? I forget his
Yeah.
backstory.
Baltimore. I mean, he was a team thrill guy out of Baltimore. He spent time at Mount Verd because he was on the team that had Flag.
Oh wow.
Well,
the team.
he's from Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah, there's always the internet argument who the better Mount Verd team. Was it a team that Cooper Flag was in, or was it the team Kate Cunningham? Because Kate Cunningham Mount Verd team is also a who's who of basketball royalty, both of them. I just know as a coach it'll be a good project.
Oh no. I assume the Wizards will take Flag if they get the one pick.
I would assume so. I can't imagine. I mean, it's not only good basketball, but I think it's good. I know people don't want to think about this because it's not basketball. It's also good marketing. Any city that Cooper Flag goes to, immediately there is a star power off the floor that comes with it.
I could ask someone
And
like
in
media.
DC market,
Media
in the
people.
DC market, that's so competitive for
Yeah,
eyes
that's
and
what I was.
ears and that sort of stuff. I mean, frankly, the Wizards probably needed more than maybe some NBA teams in some different cities. Yeah. Like I said, I know that has nothing to do with on the floor.
Sure. I mean some.
They do need somebody who's going to bring fans.
Check, check, check.
To the team.
Check, check, check. 1, 2.
I was.
After Georgetown.
What do they usually put the Q&A mic? Does somebody give them out?
Yeah, they pass them around.
What did they get? 14? They got
12.
12.
I don't know who the designated it, and then catch.
That was
Yeah,
back,
that was
back
bad.
to back possession.
That was done.
They
Done.
said, they thought as long as I just didn't sit back.
Yeah, that's
Thank
done.
And that's what they should start coming together.
Perfect.
Thank you
Hey
very much.
Patrick, you got your questions already teed up?
I want in and out quick tonight. There's no reason to.
So tell Marcus don't go all into detail about shit.
I didn't even say anything. So they lost at the end, huh?
Who? Yes, a 3-pointer at the buzzer apparently. Yeah, my man said your boy played well.
That's not true.
Yeah, yeah. So you can't. So they're not gonna be there Monday. They're done.
And you say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're done.
And I
Or at least
think-
in that. They're
I
done.
think Highland beat O'Connell in overtime.
Did they?
I think
I was gonna win the Virginia State.
that was the state
But
final.
that was the final. Okay.
Yeah, I think they won on overtime.
Where's Coach Diddy can kind of coach them?
A little bit.
He got.
Ron Sibley back was jacked up, so.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's told me 30% level. I know. You saw it. He couldn't jump.
I mean, he couldn't defend.
He
So
couldn't.
you-
He couldn't. Nah, he couldn't.
I
move,
mean,
he couldn't
like you saw the, you know, like
yeah,
I mean,
100%.
that had echoes of last season,
Yes, it did.
where
Yeah.
Yes, they
Cooley,
did.
where Cooley had mastered the. Like by the time the ball had gone through the hoop. Used to call it the
Good.
machine gun substitution or the machine gun timeout.
I can't stand. I'm not gonna say I don't like Joe at all. Come on, what's up?
At their locker room. At their locker. Ask Di to make sure, but it's at their locker room. Just make sure you talk to their SID and say, hey, I'm escorting you guys to the
Like
precinct.
mid-major, sometimes higher.
There was a game where you saw 8, 9 D1 guys in it.
Antonio, what's the name of my man at Hayfield? I call him Hayfield.
Oh,
What's his name?
yeah, it's,
Is it Antonio?
No, it's Carlos.
Carlos.
They
Are they
lost
still in
last
it?
night.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
done?
no, they're in the States, but they lost in the regional finals.
So how they go to the States? Within their regular season?
Yeah, well,
Because it's the Cheaters.
I would assume he
Only
did.
a piece of
Usually goes to the radio,
just for seed.
Oh, so both teams in the regional finals go just, guys, the States are divided. Richmond,
But I know that.
Quarterfinals
Quarter, yeah, what
are,
quarter is that?
I think they're at individual
In schools.
schools.
Yeah, okay.
Some of them might be neutral sites. When I was in school, Portland, Sydney, and Bunnies were all the way one.
I thought so. That's how I thought it
They
was.
don't do that way anymore.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, that's the way it
Okay.
used to be. Yeah,
Okay.
everything to the point only was all in the same.
Gotcha.
But it's back. It was just people won't complicate shit. That was the best way to do it because all the talk to the players that played in when it was that time.
Yeah.
They would tell you that shit's over. You didn't see that play time.
You should have.
Because you were playing all day. You might have had to be down there because I was during the school day. You might have had the noon game or the one game or some kid absolutely loved it.
That's how Maryland is.
Yeah.
The court, they're the semis, but they got 5 or designations. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of games
Yeah, and then
all day.
they'll do that in Richmond because they'll alternate.
They used to have 2 separate joints for the boys and girls. I think they might have combined.
Virginia has it.
Yeah, I think they might
Yeah.
have combined.
I think it's more manageable when it's two sides.
But you also banish the women, the girls to the hinterlands.
Well, it what ends up happening is they don't get a gate.
Is that what it is?
Oh, that's definitely what it is.
Like they always play in some subpar joint. In Maryland is University of Maryland for the boys, and maybe UMBC, maybe so-and-so, you know what I mean? It's always some secondary bullshit.
Well, yeah, well, with Virginia, I know it more fact because you know that's actually from my VHSL. They get the gate. It was a money thing.
Really?
Everybody having that set.
Really?
Because the gate and the girls were never separate. Basically, with the girls,
They don't travel like that?
well, you're only going to get parents and stuff.
Their mom and
With the boys, what you get is people who are traveling for a matchup. So you get
For
parents.
games.
Right.
For games.
Right,
Yeah.
and they get a bigger gate. So VHSL was like, well, why don't we just all, put them all in one spot.
Gotcha.
We'll get a little boost on the gate. We don't have to pay twice because then
You
you're
don't have to
paying
pay
for
twice.
two different facilities.
Right.
And so we just,
You don't have to have staff at 2 different spots.
yeah,
Uh,
because that's that's out of the school's hands. That's just
really
all of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Patrick, who's winning the USC-UCLA game?
I don't have like a chip in
I thought you had a chip in your brain, bro.
USC's up 46-32.
Alright. I thought it was being patched into your skull.
Juju with 23 at the break.
My goodness.
So,
Jeepers.
I can only imagine Gates got killed at the end of this thing because it was the whole Missouri was up by 3. They didn't foul. Fannie made the 3 and then dominated the overtime.
Oh, wow.
Yo,
Oh, I saw the Gillespie shot.
yeah.
It was tie ball game when he shot, right?
Yeah.
4 seconds.
4 seconds left.
I don't have
I ain't
an
really
issue
mad
with
at it.
Right.
Ideally, you might wanna, but so what? He had a shot.
And it's the right person.
He had the right person shooting the ball, yeah.
I think it was too
Yeah,
much.
I wasn't that sure about that.
Texas looked like
Your boy, what's his name is gone? Garrett.
oh, I'm sure, yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, there's no way he stayed in college.
And Scott doesn't want to hear that shit. He's like when people say he just come back. Mookie from Team 3. He don't
Oh,
want to hear that
I'm
shit.
sure he doesn't.
He does not want to hear that shit, yo.
He don't have time for that.
Nah, he does not want to hear that. That's his money.
No, think about it. How his body features and stuff like that. And how he on his side ends up on the team.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
It's
a man.
just
He's
good.
like, yeah.
they don't
Like, to me, Big Ten coaching, I think sometimes overrated. If you see this dude trying to push the ball, attack his dribble, man, in the open floor, why are you like giving him space? Get up and make him beat you while you up underneath him.
And if you're officiating,
It's gonna be a problem. Yeah.
When you wait.
And they're
Let's
gonna
just be
attack
honest.
Derek Queen's dribble. It's a little too comfortable in the open floor. It's too comfortable. And they let him do it.
What deal they made to get him. Big. You know he's gonna be there for 1 year. And then try to come from. I'm sure he looks at him like, please.
100%. 100%.
That's funny. You say Mookie doesn't want to hear
They
it.
don't wanna hear that shit. Back. 4 to 6 months on soil.
You going pro?
$100 million question. I mean, how can you?
I'm asking you, but I'm not sure if you know $100 million. I don't know either.
We'll see.
That's it. I thought our guys did a great job being ready to go on both ends of the floor to start the game and to start the second half. And, you know, looking back on the game, we really needed that because Georgetown, they made a heck of a run. And, you know, when you got Peavy and Epps and Mack attacking the way that they were during that stretch when they made the run, and Georgetown's in a bonus, that's tough. And, you know, it kind of got us on our heels. And then that affected us a little bit on the offensive end. But I thought the under 8 media was a big one for us. Our guys, you know, took a few deep breaths. They came together. They talked about what we needed to do, and I thought we showed good poise after that.
When BG's hitting shots like he has the last couple games, how does that open up things for everybody else?
Well, I mean, I'm proud of Ben just the way he's played overall. You know, we talked a lot about the 98%, which is everything other than shooting and turnovers. And I think he's done a nice job with that stuff. And then, you know, the basketball guys reward you with making shots. I mean, he's shot a really good percentage all year long. It's just depending on the way people guard us, he may or may not get 5 good looks from 3 like he did tonight. You know, Peavy's such a good defender, and, you know, we saw that in the second half of the first game he really wanted to stay on Cam, and so we figured that they might start that way. And Ben did a nice job of being able to free Cam up with some screening action, and then I think that might have put us in position where we were getting downhill and, you know, creating some open opportunities for him.
You talked about stopping Georgetown's run. You contested three, and then kind of a force. You guys kind of took over then. Was that a product of what was ever said during that under 8?
Yeah, I mean, we got to make them miss. We got to make them miss. That's what we kept saying. And I think, you know, for our team with our style of play, we have to be all out. And when we got that big lead before Georgetown made the run, or as they were making the run, I feel like we let up a little bit with our intensity. And it might not have even been physical intensity, but mental intensity to do the right thing. And again, Peavy, Mack, Epps, those guys are a load getting downhill. Curtis Williams makes a couple threes. Then all of a sudden, you know, it's cut to 12. And but our guys, they showed a really good response. We say response is the ability to focus on the next most important thing. And when the crowd gets into it and the other team makes a run, it's easy to dwell on that. But our guys did a good job focusing on the next most important thing.
And speak a little bit about the maturity of this team. Just coming in, you know they're without Sorber and those other guys, yet there didn't seem to be any leakage. It's like you came in and wanted to put them away early. You know, speak a little bit about the maturity.
Well, you know, it's interesting that you asked that question because the first time we played Georgetown, we spent 3 days trying to get our guys to understand that this is a new Georgetown. This isn't last year. This isn't, you know, the year before that. This is a team to be dealt with. And they came into our building, and they were up 14 in the first half. I believe it was a 2-point game with like a minute and change left. We were able to win the game by 7 or 8. So I think because of that game, even though Sorber didn't play today, and they got another guy or two that's banged up, I think because of that game, the respect level that our guys have for Georgetown and what it takes to beat Georgetown was really, really high, and we don't win the game without that.
Hey, Coach. I go to school with future Golden Eagle Adrian Stevens, and I feel like he shares a lot of the same traits as Cam Jones. What are, like, selfless with the ball, what are some of those things you see when trying to recruit players to come to Marquette and trying to get them to get on the court?
I would liken him more to Stevie Mitchell, actually. But either one of those guys would be great. If Adrian could be like either one of those guys, we'll take it. Adrian, first and foremost, he has a very, very high character about him as a person and as a player. And he plays with great intensity. He does remind me of a young Stevie from that standpoint. On the defensive end, on the offensive end, what he's done at Bullis has been phenomenal. He's won a lot, multiple championships every year, and he did it the old-fashioned way. He wasn't a guy that was anointed that, you know, he's going to be this great player when he was young. He earned it. He came off the bench early. He earned his way into being the best player on their team as a, end of his sophomore year, really, and then even as a junior and senior. So we're super excited about him.
In terms of Adrian, is it true that you saw every one of his AAU games this summer? That's
Pretty
what the
much.
rumor was.
We did, and I saw a ton of them. And I spent a lot of time at DMV Live and the high school scholastic periods here. There was 2 of them, back-to-back weekends, and I saw Bullis play a ton, and I saw Adrian a ton. And when you've gotten to that point in the recruiting process, the evaluation is done, but you just want to be there to make sure that he knows we believe in you, man, and you're our guy, and we want you and we need you. I'll tell you, our way is we have to build it with guys like that we get to know during their junior year in high school, get to know their families, build deep ties and relationships, and then by the time you get to this time in their senior year, there's real roots there. I mean, we're not strangers. He and our players aren't strangers. He and our incoming players are not strangers. He's a Marquette guy already, and it's still going to be hard when he gets there, like it is for every freshman. But, I think this area, pound for pound, has the best talent in the country. And so if we can come in here and, find a guy like that, that, maybe is better than people think early on and then build relationships with him and his family, then we definitely want to do that.
Last one, Ben.
Cam had his career high in assists. What do you like about the way he was facilitating that?
Well, he did a really good job winning hits, as we say, winning the ball screens in the first half. Peavy's tough. I mean, he's an NBA-level defender. He's gonna make a lot of money on both ends of the floor, but particularly with the way he defends. And I thought Cam did a good job, and our other guys did a good job being intentional, running him off of ball screens. And then that was a domino for us because it created help from them, and Cam was able to spray it around. And think about this. He came into the year, people thinking of him as a shooting guard. And what he's doing, passing the ball, and this is on a night we went 0 for 5 from 3. But we love him taking threes. We love him looking to score. But the fact that he can be a threat and almost have double-digit assists in one half is pretty powerful. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Good luck, man.
You mind doing it? Because I'll do all the other stuff. I'm going to drink water.
I hear him, that's why I'm like.
Guess that wasn't very helpful.
You gotta see multiple eyes and shit every time.
What did you drink out of though? It was only a shot.
He didn't touch that.
Because he had his own water.
Oh, I see what you're saying. How much better? Yeah, stand it.
Alright, I'm going to do stuff.
Okay.
You mind ordering?
You got it.
I'll do all the sheets and then
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, can you just get the W also?
That guy fucked him up. I don't know, man. I gotta let my personal feelings for that.
I think he fucked up the Dawson dude too.
Well, he did.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That dude was pro, man. Dawson, yeah.
He's good in spades, right? He's good in this, right? Give him the tennis gloves, the jack of spades, something like that. Don't give him no kings, aces, or deuces.
No Trump.
No, not at all. Because he's not going to get good with the deuces because he's so
Into his shit.
right. Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry. I just can't.
John Gross.
I can't deal with that.
Texas Tech coach.
Teams they were coaching for. So I was sitting there and got pictures of my
That
John Nemesis. Eventually gets them correlated.
I want to sit down.
friend with his wife or something.
That's what it was.
And then when she called him, then she was like, no, I'm okay.
All right, we'll get started here. We've got head coach Ed Cooley who will open with a statement. We'll move on to questions. Make sure that we have mics in hands, and we'll start with Pat Stevens from the post once he gets to his seat.
All right, clearly a lot of motion there. It's a lot of different ways to start. First, I thought we played one of the more connected teams in our league, if not the country, with their experience. You can see how well they play off of one another, very comfortable. I didn't think we had a physical approach today, right? I mean, we gave up 73% from two, right? It was a layup fest. We looked disconnected on both offense and defense. We didn't have the right chemistry together. Obviously, last 3 games, you can see how, we got to do a better job with these guys, with the guys that haven't played a lot for us early now that we have to lean into based on a lot of the injuries and sicknesses we had. Caleb coming back, hadn't practiced in 2 weeks. He had a light practice yesterday, coming off of his concussion. Drew Fielder not playing well and then tweaked his back in practice. And I walked through this morning, so probably shouldn't have even played him today. And obviously, the biggest loss so far is not having Thomas in front of the rim. So you can see just how disconnected we are on both sides of the ball, playing guys that haven't played a particular position. And we got to find a way to get these guys, get our guys more connected before we play on Tuesday. It's a really, really quick turnaround. This is, scheduling-wise from our league has been unbelievable. It's been very, very challenging given the injuries and just sicknesses we've had. It's been something that I haven't gone through ever as a head coach, given everything that's changed. But we have an opportunity on Tuesday. I'm very proud of how hard our guys played. We just played a better team, right? The better team won today. No matter what we did, they had an answer for. Cam played like he was a first-team All-American today, Player of the Year in our league. He was big time, right? And they made some timely shots. A lot of that had to do with them more so than it was us. So the better team won. We'll keep positive and keep our guys moving forward.
And you have seen over the last few games that it's been more of the defense than the offense. In the first half, it was the offense as well that had struggled without Tommy in there. How much of that was just simply not having somebody to throw it into, and how much of it did you think was you guys maybe getting sped up or making decisions that prematurely, basically, in the course of the offense?
I don't know how much we got sped up as it was, I think I made a coaching mistake. We shouldn't have played Fielder, right? Again, I'm always going to trust what the player tells me, but sometimes I got to trust my own eyes, right? He just wasn't moving well in the locker room, and I thought that slowed us down. So, and then they got some energy from the threes that they made, and then the game kind of played even from there, right? After halftime, I don't know how much, and then our connectivity. Our synergy offensively wasn't there. I think we played Curtis Williams at the 4, given we had to sit Caleb just because he hadn't practiced and he was a little gassed. So, we'll have to adjust to that. I don't know if we were sped up as it so much was we just didn't have any connectivity at all.
And that was a poor phrasing on my part. It just seemed like
it's okay. I can understand that.
With what Jones is able to do tonight and just this season in general as a distributor, as opposed to what we saw a lot from him last year playing off a Kolick, just how impressive was he tonight to you, and just how much did that just kind of, like you said, one of those things where a team is going to struggle if a guy's playing the way that he did?
I think it's a credit to him staying in school, right? You don't have too many really great players that have the mindset of sticking with it, right, and playing it out, playing their way in, going through a process, being on a successful team. When teams win, everyone eats. And they have a really, really connected group. Obviously, he's the leader of that group. You can see the roles that they're all in. I think Shaka's done a great job. They're one of the few schools in the country, I think, that hasn't utilized the portal. So I think that's a credit to their culture and their system. But Cam is, I think he's a first-team all-conference player, and he'll be right there at the end of the day to be one of the players of the year in our league.
First, First half, Peavy struggled.
Yep.
He saw a lot of eyes and chests on every play.
Yep.
Second half, how did you wiggle him free? How was he able to wiggle free and get some better looks?
Well, you know what? We made a small adjustment with respect to not having them in their gaps. They're a very heavy gap protected team, right? So, and again, they attack the ball. Anytime the ball goes below the free throw line, they really do a good job. And again, obviously, Peavy, the way he has been playing, I mean, he's at the top of everybody's scouting report. So it was high alert on him. And, in a little bit, we weren't able to free him up based on off-the-ball action that we normally have, given if we have our normal players out there. So we had some guys out there that just never played that position. Burks hadn't played the 5. He played a couple of possessions against, I think, Connecticut, a couple against Butler, but not many. So, again, it's almost like we're back in November with this group here as far as chemistry and continuity. But we eventually, with freedom, it's a 40-minute game. I thought we made the right adjustments to get there. Then you got to get lucky to try to get a little bit closer.
For what he's brought to your program, is he one of your foundational guys going forward?
100%. I mean, if we can find more character men like him, tough men like him, buy-in guys like him, when you attack this new system, the portal, you got to get lucky sometimes because, we're going to make some mistakes on personalities, skill, toughness, people that are here for academic reasons, right? The portal has taken away, this whole transfer thing has taken away what's super important. Yes, everybody's going to come to Georgetown to get to the NBA. We understand that. But at the end of the day, is education still being pushed toward these young men and women versus, every time you hit adversity, you're leaving. I don't know if the system's set up to help our young men and women fight through adversity. I just don't think kids are built that way today.
All right, let's go to Musa Malik with Underdog Media and the Georgetown High School Sim program. And then
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Coach. In a game like today, you see what separates a good player from a great player. For guys like Peavy and Burks, who got his first ever double-double, what can you say about a player like that and how they attack a game even in a situation like this?
Well, I mean, I'm very proud of Jordan, right? Very, very proud of him. He waited his turn, and he's doing really well. Peavy's he's a very established player, right? I mean, he's a fifth-year guy, has played in a lot of high-level games. And again, he has been carrying us a long time. So for what both of them did today, it's to be expected, especially from Peavy. I'm very, very happy, and hopefully that we can get another performance out of Jordan like that come Tuesday evening.
Coach, you talked about the quick turnaround and guys playing in spots that they're not used to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to be Tuesday. We're late Saturday night. As coach and staff, how do you get those guys to that point in such a small time period?
Probably got to condense a couple of things, right? We still have probably 70 hours to go through some situations, right? You're probably not going to have 70 hours with them, but as a staff, we'll get together and try to condense something where we don't have an extensive playbook. We probably shorten up the rotation with respect to our defensive rotations, and that's hard to do and to make the adjustment this late in the season, But we're going to have to do that. We'll figure it out. We'll definitely figure it out. It's not going to happen right now, but over the next 6 hours, we'll watch some film and break down Villanova. We had a great win today against Butler. We'll have to figure it out.
And how do you keep the guys focused on winning? I mean, this has been an extended losing streak with a lot of adversity.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep this together from just going sideways?
Be open, honest, and direct with your guys, right? You can't hide. We just went through. We played 3 of the top 4, if not the 3 best teams in our league, right, in consecutive games, a couple of which were back-to-back on the road, given the injuries and stuff we went through. This is what we signed up for, right? This is not put your head in the sand and, feel like, woe is me. Opportunities knocking for the guys who are out there. So they got a chance to really perform to see where we're going as we move forward, right? We still got Villanova. We got to go to DePaul, and then we have the Big East tournament. So there's a lot of basketball left to be played. I think as a coach, as a leader, as a staff, we have to continue to inspire, give our guys motivation to, hey, there's opportunity knocking here, right? And we're going to do that. Now, I'm excited about where we're at, right? Yeah, we lost a couple of games, but that's fine. We're going to do everything we can. We're going to buckle up, and we're going to be prepared for Tuesday.
Any questions on me? Can we go to John Titel from Hoops HD?
How you doing, man?
Good. Since you mentioned that guys come here to play in the NBA, when do you anticipate that Thomas will make a final decision on his future? And can you give us some insight into what the conversation's like between you and a player like that?
Well, the thing is, I'm always going to do what's best for Thomas Soren. I'm going to, him, his mom, I'm pretty sure his representatives will give him the right information, and we're going to do what's right for him. At this point in time, we don't have a lot that we talked about with respect to are you coming back or not, right? It all depends. It all depends on the intel we get from, again, in the NBA, like kids pick colleges. The NBA picks you, right? And again, we're blessed to have Thomas. We're blessed to have what he has done and what he's brought to our program. Thomas will allow us to go out and get the number 1, 2, or 3 center in America the next time that position up. That's what this has done for us, right? It talks about player development. It talks about opportunity. It talks about the Big East. So when that time comes, I'll let you know. But we haven't gone into deep discussion on that. But at the end of the day, we're going to do what's right for Thomas. 1,000% we're going to do what's right for Thomas. And it's time for Thomas to roll. He rolls. If he comes back, Hoya Saxa.
Anything from the AP?
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thank you.